Hello, welcome to Talking Back Sunday. Today's April 27th, 2021, episode 41.
Wowie.
Oh my God, shut
Having
up.
fun.
Woo. Fun with 41.
Wow, 41. That's crazy. So we're like 11 away from a whole year.
Crazy.
Wow, that is crazy.
How about that?
Yeah. Adam is with us this week. He is driving. That's why he just says Adam, but I promise you it's him.
Yes, it's me. It's me, everybody. Chill out.
Everybody cool out. Adam is fully vaccinated.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
soon. You have your second
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, got the second shot last week. And then, so I think that means like May 5th or something, like, that like a lot of the worry will subside. And then, yeah, so it was, everything went great. I mean, like, it's crazy because in Charlotte, they are using the Carolina Panthers stadium as like a vaccination site. And
Awesome.
we were saying how, if we're ever able to go to a Panthers game again, it's gonna be a funny feeling, because we'll be like, oh man, this is where we got our COVID shots.
Never forget.
And then, nope, never forget. So, yeah, second shot, everything was good. I was a little sleepy. John, were you a little sleepy when you got your second shot?
I was, yeah. It wasn't really much worse than that, but the night of the shot, I felt, like abnormally tired, a little bit achy, and then the next morning, I'm still a little bit tired, but that was about it. So not bad. Was that all it was for you?
Yeah, just well, the thing is that I'm always sleepy,
Right.
and then so, but I definitely felt a little more sleepy than usual, and I was kind of like I was like cold, like chilly, like I couldn't get warm,
Oh.
and then yeah, but also though, I think because then we had like 2 or 3 abnormally cold days, like just out of nowhere. It was like 50 degrees. So I think that, anyways.
Yeah.
But I woke up the next morning and, everything was fine. I just feel great.
Nice.
Good.
My wife Jamie also got her second shot the same day you did, Adam, and she had like the same thing that night. Her arm was a little sore and she was a little bit sleepy and had a little bit of chills and woke up feeling fine and nothing since.
Yeah. Yeah.
When,
So I'm
when do you guys get it?
I go on Saturday, coming right up for dose number 2.
And I'm on
Nice.
Sunday.
All right. Perfect.
dang, man. Look at us doing the right thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe.
Yeah, I think it's almost time to get back to work. I'm pumped, man.
Yeah.
We got songs to write.
I can't wait. I just really can't wait because there's like it like feels like a crazy version of like Christmas Eve, but like on like when you're a kid, but on steroids, because it's just like this year. And then actually, if you think about it, it's like been over a year, and then of just wanting this thing so bad, of wanting to be in the studio and wanting to be doing this, what it is that we do, and not being able to do it. And then finally there's light at the end of that tunnel, and it feels so great.
Yeah.
Hey,
really does.
when was the last writing session that we had?
It was March.
First week of March, I think.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, so like 1 year ago.
Like a year
From,
and a
like, right
month,
now.
basically.
Almost 2. We're almost
Yeah,
done
almost
with
2
April.
months, that's right.
So-
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh my
it was
God, it's
crazy.
April.
When Mark and I went to the airport, we flew out of JFK down to Charlotte, and it was eerily quiet. And I'm like, man, I don't know if this is right. And then I started to see people wearing gloves and stuff on the airplane home that, 5-6 days later or something. I'm like, this is not right. Things are very strange right now. And then all hell broke loose the very next week.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was making jokes about it. Like anytime anyone had like a little cough or a sniffle, I'd just turn and go, COVID, huh?
Yeah.
And because we didn't, who would have thought? Who would have thought that would have been hell?
No, and when it kicked off too, I was like, 2 weeks. It's like cold, it's gonna pass over, right? Like we never dealt with anything like this before. It couldn't be worse than a couple weeks.
Right.
Dumb over here.
I remember because Adam and I were on family vacations together. We went from the writing session to that, and we decided to prolong our trip out there instead of getting on a plane and flying home, which I'm really glad, like in retrospect now, that we didn't get on a plane, because at that point no one really knew how it was being transferred. So people were, like wearing gloves when they touched everything, like wiping everything down, and turned out that was not really the issue. So yeah, I'm really glad we didn't get on a plane, for one. But also I remember thinking, well, we'll hang out for a couple more weeks, and then maybe this thing will start getting better and blow over a bit, and we can go back home. And yeah, and then as we were there, even, it was pretty clear that was not going to happen, because like some states were even like starting to not allow travel in and out already.
Yeah, I forgot about that part of it.
And then we started getting, well, if we don't go back home, like, are we gonna like not be able to get into our home state for the next year or something? So yeah, then we ended up renting a car and driving back. But man, that was a crazy time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or
I would literally put rubbing alcohol on paper towels every time I left the house for a while, and my hands just really got beat up because of that.
Yeah.
Because I was terrified. I was literally, it was terrifying. I was like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Probably didn't need to go that far with it, but
Yeah.
I'm still doing that now. Like, not that, but like I still have Purell wipes and hand sanitizer in the car, and spraying down the kids and yada yada.
Well, that's good.
It's so scary for the kids, like especially then when we didn't know how it was going to affect them, like all these little new people to the world. Don't know how robust their immune systems are.
Yeah. Yeah, and we were going.
Here we are.
We're going grocery shopping on that trip after we knew it was a problem, but I don't think people realized masks were what was going to be effective. So we were like wearing rubber gloves and then like wiping down all the groceries with like Clorox wipes when we got back. But
yeah,
no one was wearing masks or anything at that point. And
the CDC said they weren't effective against this thing initially because they didn't want anyone hoarding the masks, which assholes did anyway. And that really soured people on masks. But it was like, man, we don't have a culture of masks in the United States. In Asia, you see it. Anytime you get on a flight, there's at least a handful of people wearing masks, and it's because they might be a little under the weather. They don't want to get other people sick. So now we know. And I'll certainly travel like that. If I have the sniffles ever again and we're on a flight and masks aren't a thing anymore, like I'm going to mask up. I don't care. I don't want to get people sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I mean, like, I remember there, yeah, like even when once we came back, because the family stayed with us for like another little while we were just kind of trying to figure out like what was going on. And then like we had to go, like we went to like Target or something just to get things that we needed at the house. And then like we're going in with gloves, but like no one's wearing masks yet. And then we get back home and we're like taking our clothes off, getting in the shower.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like immediately, like, and then what a crazy thing. There was just all that like uncertainty at that time also, because no one seemed to be shooting straight about what was happening,
Yeah.
Like it really like I feel like you can really, like, the whole like hindsight's 2020, like you can look back and like really see. It's like, oh, like had whoever was supposed to be in charge like taken it seriously, then it would have saved like literally so much heartache for so many people. But you know, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
So true. Like Alanis said.
Mhm.
I was gonna say,
Yep.
who sings that song? You love, you love. That's a good song.
Alanis, baby. It's Alanis.
Alanis.
That's Mrs. Morissette to you.
Woo.
Or Miss.
Mrs. You are correct, Mrs. Morissette. Is she a mother?
Don't know.
Yeah.
You think she'd be a good one?
I don't know.
It seemed like you were thinking that. You're like, I bet you'd be a good mom.
No, but I was wondering if anyone actually does call her Mrs. Morissette, and if she has kids, and then yeah, probably. I guess depending on the age,
Mhm.
if she's having like a play date, you know, oh, hello, Mrs. Morissette. Hello, you know, whoever, little
Timmy.
Timmy, whoever the kid is. Hi, Julie. Thanks for having us over, Mrs. Morissette. No problem, Timmy or Julie. You think that? You guys think that that's probably what happens, right?
Definitely.
I haven't thought about it that much, but I bet you're right.
Yeah, I think about it all the time.
Clearly. You have the whole dialogue figured out.
Mrs. Morissette. Is
That's
she
what
Mrs.
happens.
Morissette? How did we find this out?
Verbatim.
Now I know. Well,
I'm just glad she didn't marry that Dave Coulier.
he was such a jerk to her, apparently,
Yeah.
through those songs.
Glad she moved on.
Yeah. Dave Coulier.
Yeah. Yeah. She took one look at him. She's like, cut it out.
That's right.
That was a real May-December romance. Wasn't he a lot older than her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we all make
Dave.
mistakes when we're young.
Dave Coulier. Naughty boy, huh?
Man,
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Not me.
Not me
Bad
either.
boy.
I remember my grandmother telling me my grandmother really liked Full House and she really liked Bob Saget
Mhm.
on it. And then she saw him do stand-up comedy and was furious about how filthy his comedy was.
Yeah.
He should have.
Yeah, it
Says,
offended my poor grandmother.
says a lot of naughty words, right?
Hmm.
He does.
And poo-poo and pee-pee jokes.
Just outlandish stuff. Gonna
Mhm.
rise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were all kind of naughty, I guess, all the adults.
Yeah. Who would have guessed?
Hollywood. Go figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's someplace I would never want to live.
Hollywood?
You know, it seems like a great time if you're living that life and you're getting all the roles and you're.
Mm-hmm.
But man, like I don't know. I don't think I would do well there. Me
No.
personally,
You could have lived there at any point in your life.
I could have.
You
Well, we
elected not
did.
to.
Did I ever tell you that like
I
when
did.
Taking Back Sunday first really took off, my dad like sat me down, was like, "Hey, listen," like he made a point of it, to tell me like, "Mark, one thing, just promise me, don't move to California. Like I don't want you moving to Hollywood or anything. Just move anywhere else if you're gonna move." And I was like, "Dad, I'm not Hollywood. You think I'm going to Hollywood? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, okay, well, all right,
I raised him right.
yeah." Hollywood.
Not
Why did
losing
he
my
want
boy.
you to move to Hollywood? Was he worried that you'd get caught up with the riffraff?
I guess so. I think so. Maybe. Like I think that maybe. And he also saw like. He knew. I don't know. I didn't really ask him. But I just told him I'm not going to do that, so he has nothing to worry about. And he left it alone. Never said it again.
And you didn't leave.
And I didn't.
Did you ask him though, like, you was like, what about Burbank? Could I like move to Burbank or
Burbank.
Glendale?
Yeah, Malibu.
Palm Springs.
Malibu, Dad.
Is that okay?
Pasadena.
You're like, Dad, relax. I'm going to move 15 minutes away from you. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
And then I did the same thing.
Yeah. You guys kept it real.
Real homebodies.
Keep it real.
Mm-hmm. really did.
Sean and I were big 25 to Life fans.
Mhm.
So we really took what Rick to Life said about keeping it real to heart, right? Isn't that right, Sean?
That's absolutely right. We've had several discussions. I mean, we'd stay up late at night talking about Rick to Life's philosophy.
Mm-hmm. And what 25 to Life had to say about keeping it real. And I've always kept that in mind for everything that I do. Thanks. So let's big ups to Rick to Life, 25 to Life,
Mhm.
New York hardcore.
Good friend.
All that.
Look at this Yeti.
That's a good one.
This thing is unbelievable.
Nice.
I drink it almost every anything that we always do because I like getting a little yipped up on Monster or coffee or whatever it is before we talk to each other or do an interview.
Sure.
In here.
And you don't like it. You don't like it warm.
Well, I did keep put hot coffee in there once, and it keeps it. It's hot as shit.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm using the one that we got from Starland Ballroom right now, and it was I had to take the lid off and wait a good 20-30 minutes into the drive before I even sip the coffee because it's just too hot.
Yetis do their job. That is for sure.
Hell yeah, they do.
Does anybody watch this? What when we talk anymore?
Not so much last week. Took a bit of a hit.
Were numbers down?
The numbers were down. We were missing our lead singer.
Mhm.
Only the lead singer.
And we were a day late. So man, everything was out of whack. But man, we're back in full form like Voltron.
Did you guys miss me so much last week?
We did.
Yeah.
There was a big gaping hole and we kept it extra short.
We did.
True.
But yeah, you didn't listen? You didn't hear us
Adam,
pining?
Wait, is that where we're finding
No,
out?
no, no.
You didn't listen?
Hey, 10 of those views on YouTube are me.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and because that's how much I miss you guys. And then so I just watched it over and over. And then I was a little bit hurt, because you guys weren't talking about how much you missed me the whole time.
Good. Well, I'm glad you truly watched it, and I'm happy to hear. So I feel
That's
relaxed. But I do have a
I'm
good feeling we're
our,
going to be in the same room again. So I got my bases all set up for my friend Pete Musillo. Shout out to Pete. He works at the Music Zoo in Farmingdale. You should go see this guy.
Nice.
Nice.
They play
Nice.
better than they ever have. I can't believe what he's done to these instruments. Mark, you've
He's
had
very
lots of
good.
guitars worked on by him, and it's
I
just
have.
crazy.
My before my grandfather passed away when I was around maybe not eight, he gave me a red Yamaha bass.
Yes, I remember that bass.
It is, and I still have it. And I found it. I gave it to Pete, and man, he made that thing sound better than it probably has ever sounded before. It didn't sound like a red Yamaha bass from 1989 anymore. It
Yes.
sounded like a not red Yamaha bass from now.
A green Yamaha.
Maybe a green one. Yes.
1989.
Yeah. Remember Empire Records?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what's the fancy singer that came along with and Renee Zellweger wanted to fuck him? What's his name?
Rex Manning.
Rex Manning. Say no more, no more. Say no more, no more.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Man, I'm glad you guys can't, or that I have the video off right now. So I just teared up a little bit. I don't want you guys to see me crying just because that was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Dude, they're both holding it in. I could tell by their faces right now. They're holding it back. Adam, just so you know. So you're not the only one.
We are all moved.
I don't know why we don't let you sing more. You gotta,
I've been saying that since day one.
we gotta give
How
you a
many years have we
song.
been in a band? 21, 99? What year is it?
Yeah.
22 years. I've been saying, give me a goddamn mic.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Get him in the booth.
Money mo.
Last track on the next album is going to be Mark solo playing a ukulele and singing, crooning just like that.
Crooning, yeah.
Like
Hey.
like White Album. Sorry, go ahead.
I have the ukulele too, so we can I'll just be sure to bring that to the studio so we can get working on it.
What was the band name again that I thought of? The ukulele.
Oh, electric
Ukulele?
distorted ukulele.
Distorted
Oh.
ukulele.
Yeah, distorted ukulele.
See, now we can make something like that happen for real. That'll be a
When
joke.
we get together again. Plug that ukulele in. Get some distortion.
Man, I still haven't plugged it into an amp. I don't know why. Well, because I don't have time for anything. But yeah, I still need to plug that in.
Wait till we all get together and then we'll crank it up and have a ukulele party together.
We could, that's actually what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait until we're all together, and that way, the first time I ever plug in, we can all experience it together.
Nice.
And
It'll be a magical moment.
we could run it through that. Like I got that Earthquaker devices that it's called the Plumes. It's a great little overdrive pedal. Just run it right through there, crank it. It'll be the sweetest sounding distorted ukulele we've ever heard.
This magic moment.
Ding, 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 ding.
I was so hoping you'd do that.
Yeah, did you? As soon as you said it, I was ready to go.
Knocked it out of the park, baby.
The lips so close to mine. People can hear me out here.
Dude, it's a treat. They're going to start throwing $100 bills at you. You're going to get rich up there, man.
You should just be screaming, "You're welcome!" To
Yeah.
all the
Send down a
people.
bucket. I'll send down a bucket.
Yeah.
All the influencers on the beach will have you in the background singing.
There's none right now. But later there
Local
will be.
legend Mark O'Connell croons from the balcony.
That's good.
You're going to get a huge following like Tommy Romola.
You really think so?
I think so. I think you could do it.
Thanks, man.
You got to put some clips on Instagram, though.
I will. I absolutely will.
And take it easy.
Oh, Tommy.
Yeah, that's him.
Big Bad Tommy. What's his name?
Yeah, Tommy Romola. He's a fun follow.
Anyway, what else?
And I think I'm gonna have to pull over on the side of the road here in a minute. Got to use the restroom. You know what's crazy is that I still haven't gone into any like rest stop or gas station or anything. I've just been pulling off on the side of the road and finding like a remote place, and I just hop out of the car, do my thing, get back in the car, go. It's pretty great.
That's how you do it. That's how you keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that must be nice though, having you're by yourself, huh?
It's or like the only time that I've been by myself is when I've been driving back and forth from Raleigh to Charlotte and back and forth and back and forth.
Are you like, no, don't worry, guys, I got it. Whatever you need.
The like first couple times I did feel like that, but now I'm just like, oh my God, I don't want to do this again. Just please.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely like the first couple times, yeah.
All right. Well, you want to end it then?
Yeah, sure. I think we've covered a lot of bases. I think has been riveting conversation as always.
Yeah.
Oh man.
A lot of views, a lot of watches probably on this one.
A lot of hits coming our way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big time viral video hits.
But anyway, Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye,
Bye,
bye,
everybody.
bye, bye now.
See you guys.